Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. International Press Center trains journalists on code of conduct ahead of 2023 general elections. Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngige presents letter of approval of registration to app-based transport workers to curb insecurity in the country. Clearview News Desk showcases celebrates outstanding women who are doing well in a man's world. I am Nkiro Omuli with these and more. As part of efforts towards ensuring the safety of journalists and other media practitioners covering the 2023 general elections, International Press Center (IPC) has conducted a one-day capacity building workshop to train and review the work of the new media and review the code of conduct of elections and conflict-sensitive reporting. Clearview TV's Florence Joshua was there and now reports.
Participants were trained on conflict-sensitive reporting skills and methodologies in covering campaigns and elections, how to avoid hate speech in election reporting, the Nigerian Media Code on election coverage, safety of journalists in 2023 elections, and the imperatives of professional online reporting. According to the organizers, the overall objective of the workshop is to strengthen the media for fair, accurate, ethical and inclusive reporting of the electoral processes and elections, and in particular to mitigate perceived and anticipated issues of spread of hate speech online and other forms of non-conflict sensitive reporting. IPC's Executive Director Lanre Arungudade, while reeling out the do's and don'ts, also presented an outcome on the Center's analysis of trends in reportage of the 2023 election issues by its 15 print and online newspapers for October and November 2022.
We're using this occasion to draw the attention of INEC, government, particularly the security agencies, and the political parties to their own responsibilities if they want us to cover these elections effectively. But beyond elections, it is worrisome that not less than 9 journalists, have been killed, and there has been no investigation, talk less of prosecution of the killers, or even as we speak. We recall that when a governorship campaign was being launched in Lagos by one of the political parties, and there was a violence involving some party thugs, 3 of our colleagues in Lagos were shot. Some of them were hit by stray bullets. So we had that incident. So we have many of that, and they are all documented, and we can give you the outcome of this monitoring report.
In her remarks, Professor Abigail Ogwezi Ndisika of the Department of Mass Communication, University of Lagos, in her report, described media reporting of the 2023 electoral process between the period under coverage as satisfactory. She, however, called for more reportage of activities of vulnerable groups and other political parties aside from the big three.
Since we're in the era of media convergence, we make our stories multimedia so that we can speak to the non-literate people in the rural areas, and we can have their voices included.
Media monitoring is one of the activities being implemented by IPCs under a European Union-funded project entitled Strengthening the Media for Fair, Accurate, Ethical and Inclusive Coverage of the Electoral Processes and Elections in Nigeria.
The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a leader of immense integrity whose peace initiative must be respected at all times. This was the submission of the former Director General of the National Center for Women Development, Barrister Mary Ekperita. Mary Ekperita was speaking with journalists at the appeal court after the session that involved the case between her and Honorable Eteng Jonah Williams, which is the fallout of primary election of the Cross River All Progressives Congress Central Senatorial District. Clearview TV's Emefon Okon has the details.
Barely a month to the 2023 general elections, The Cross River All Progressives Congress APC Central Senatorial District aspirant Etenjona Williams has dragged co-aspirant Mary Beretta to appeal court in continuation of the primary election case. This happened even after the intervention of the party leader and the presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Truly, Tinubu was in our presidential candidate, the leader of the party. His Excellency, Asiwaju was actually in Cross River State for a town hall meeting on the 20th, because he asked that all aggrieved members should withdraw their matter. In short, they brought it to his attention. But unfortunately, we were surprised when the record of appeal were served on us. So probably they were served on us. The record was served on us after that meeting, so which means they have rejected or refused the reconciliation or the move of the leader of the party.
They both contested the senatorial seat of the Cross River All Progressives Congress APC. The fallout of the election has generated legal tussle that led to the intervention of the APC national leader and presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I saw you at the airport, and I beg you, and I'm begging you publicly, let it end. Let it end.
Mary Beretta said she has wholeheartedly welcomed the intervention and reconciliatory move of Tinubu and was shocked that any true, loyal and dedicated member of APC would not give such a move the deserved respect.
I was satisfied, I was waiting, but when I saw that record were transmitted and we were served, so we have no option. He brought out the fallout of the matter that we have in the local. We have no option than to follow on. That is one of the reasons why we are responding late, because we thought everything was fine and the matter has been withdrawn. So we're waiting for a time to sit on the table to talk, not knowing that they were on the ground, suspiciously going about with their matter without their knowledge until we were filed on the 18th served on the 18th of last month. Well, the word for is to move to Supreme Court, where the final decision will be taken.
Recall that Tinubu had on December 20, 2022, at the town hall meeting held in Calabar, appealed to Mary Beretta and other aggrieved aspirants to drop all court cases for the sake of peace and unity of the party. Tinubu appeal came after the Federal High Court had ordered a fresh primary following the cancellation of the earlier one conducted in May 28, 2022. The court had ruled that the participation of John Aita for the first or the earlier primary election was in breach of Section 65 of the 1999 Constitution. Imefon Okon, reporting for Clearview Television.
The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has again presented letter of approval of registration to an informal sector trade union, the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria. During the presentation ceremony, the minister said besides the creation of jobs, the registration of the union will enable the government to monitor the security component of transportation systems in Nigeria. Clearview's Imefon Okon was there and now tells us more.
The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, noted that before now, the informal sector had been unmanageable owing to lack of an identifiable structural framework to harmonize and demarcate its diverse sectors. Presenting a letter of approval of registration to the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria, WATUN, the minister charged the union to discharge their obligations under the Trade Unions Act 2004.
You are now going to be guided by trade union laws. The certification and even this recognition, apart from providing jobs, will assist government to monitor the security component of transportation in your own subsector. And that's a plus, all of us, that you are going to add to the national security component. There have been cases of drivers taking people, disappearing with them, drivers taking people, and going to give them to kidnappers. All this will not happen with you.
President of the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria, Ademola Adeniran, and other members of the union appreciated the minister for the gesture and assured that the union would work and collaborate with important stakeholders, including government app companies, both local and international organizations that will provide welfare for their members, among other things.
And on behalf of the members of the Executive Committee of the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria, I want to appreciate you and thank you for providing liberty to platform workers in the gig economy in Nigeria. This great effort and achievement of yours will protect workers on the platform economy by ensuring their safety and will promote the responsibility of app companies.
And I want to use this medium to appeal to all the e-hailing drivers on the street that there is hope by the Federal Ministry of Labour, where we will have a contractual obligation to have a say in the price of our service.
What I know is that this is going to really improve our work here, because we have to work to the extent that we want to, not the time we get afraid and go home. Now there will be no killings, and then the app companies will also respect our own views.
Be rest assured that with this union that have been approved for us in Nigeria, we will not have the opportunity to chart our course.
Recall that the promoters of the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria, WATON, had applied for registration as a trade union on April 27, 2021 to cater for self-employed persons in the field of IT-based transportation services. The membership of the union comprises all app-based transport workers, online transport services, and e-hailing drivers and operators in Nigeria. Imefonokon, reporting for Clearview News.
Lawmakers at the Red Chambers of the National Assembly have confirmed the nomination of a former Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, for appointment as chairman of the Police Service Commission. The confirmation followed the consideration of the report of the screening of the nominee presented by Senator Haliru Jika-led committee on police affairs during plenary this Wednesday. President Muhammadu Buhari had requested the Senate to confirm the appointment of Arase as the new PSC chairman. The president, in a letter read during plenary on Tuesday by the president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the appointment was in accordance with the provision of Section 154, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution. With this confirmation, Arase replaces Musiliu Smith, who resigned as chairman recently. With the conferment of the former Inspector General of Police, Dr. Solomon Arase, with the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR, alongside other dignitaries in the nation for their outstanding contributions to the growth and development of Nigeria, Clearview News Desk rolled out the drums to celebrate the former police boss. And with the confirmation, Senate's confirmation of the appointment of Arase as the new Police Service Commission chairman, Clearview News Desk again beams the spotlight on one of the finest officers of the Nigeria Police Force, Dr. Solomon Arase.
Solomon Ehigiato Arase was born on June 21, 1956 in Owan West local government area of Edo State, southern Nigeria. He attended Ahmadu Bello University for his undergraduate studies and graduated with a political science degree in 1980. He was recruited into the Nigerian police force a year after on December 1, 1981. He also obtained another bachelor's degree in law from the University of Benin, as well as a master's from the University of Lagos. While in police service, Arase served in various capacities, including being the Commissioner of Police in Akwa Ibom State, as well as serving at the Intelligence Gathering Unit as Assistant Inspector General. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Defense Academy and had served in Namibia during the United Nations peacekeeping operation. Before his appointment as Inspector General of Police, Arase was head of the topmost intelligence gathering unit of the Nigerian Police, the Criminal Intelligence and Investigation Bureau. Solomon Arase retired from the force on June 21, 2016. After his retirement from police service, he was appointed chairman of a task force responsible for the implementation of a state anti-community development association law in Edo State. He has been nominated as one of the 54 recipients of the 2022 Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic (CFR) for his outstanding service to the nation. The conferment notice was signed by the Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Senator George Akume. In the list, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger has 5 recipients. Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic has 54 awardees. Commander of the Order of the Niger has 67. Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, 64. Officer of the Order of the Niger, 101. Member of the Order of the Federal Republic, 75. Member of the Order of the Niger, 56. And Federal Republic Medal has 8 award recipients. As he prepares to hang another feather to his cap, Clearview Television celebrates him for his dedication, intelligence, and dogged service to the nation. Gloria Atta reporting for Clearview Television.
To health now, and on the foreign scene, the death toll from a cholera outbreak in Malawi has passed 1,000, while cases have risen to 30,621, the highest on record in the country. Health Minister Kumbeze Chiponda said most of the deaths occurred in the 2 main cities of Lilongwe and Blantyre, where children have recently gone back to classes after schools delayed opening to try and contain the spread. Chiponda called on the people to take extra care handling the bodies of cholera victims before funerals. The minister called for people to use proper decontamination procedures with chlorine and plastic body bags. Cholera regularly hits the Southern African country during rains from November to March, but there was an unusually high surge in contaminations during and after the festive season. Health officials said last week that a number of clinics in the country, which received 2.7 million doses of the cholera vaccine on the WHO program, were running low on supplies. The health ministry refused to comment on the vaccine stock situation. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. When we come back, we'll bring you stories on women and children. Stay with us.
The news continues now with stories from our area of specialization, women and children. After the main transmission of our news, we rebroadcast on our YouTube page, Clearview TV. Do you operate a women or children's NGO? Are you at the helm of affairs of a government establishment or a corporate organization involved in the affairs of women and children? Then you are our partners in progress. We have a mission to better the lot of our women and children. Join us to celebrate womanhood and work assiduously to better the lot of the Nigerian child. This is our mission.
You're welcome back. All around the world, women are shattering barriers and breaking into fields like finance, medicine, engineering, politics, sports, driving heavy-duty and articulated vehicles, and other fields that have been dominated by men for centuries. Today, Clearview News Desk brings the spotlight on some Nigerian women who have stirred the murky waters of male-dominated professions and have carved a niche for themselves.
Centuries ago, highly technical and intellectual jobs were considered the exclusive preserves of males, while females were wired and advised to think only of professions that required less muscular power. But as the years evolved, women began challenging the status quo by contributing immensely, working hard and breaking the glass ceilings regarding their roles in family and society. Although redefining these roles have not been a bed of roses, women across the world continue to push all the boundaries, carving a niche for themselves without compromising their femininity or roles as wives and mothers. In Nigeria today, some women are making a mark in various fields of endeavors formerly reserved exclusively for men, thereby increasing their contributions and representation in key areas of national growth and development. Today, Clearview News Desk beams the spotlight on 5 Nigerian women who have distinguished themselves in male-dominated fields. First on our list is Sandra Agwebo, popularly referred to as the Lady Mechanic. She is Nigeria's first female automotive mechanic. Agwebo has a 32-year career and she's challenging one of the biggest stereotypes in Nigerian society, that only men can fix cars. Inspired by her own experience, Agwebo founded the Lady Mechanic Initiative, which teaches women how to fix cars, gain skills, and become financially independent. She has trained more than 1,000 vulnerable women in 5 Nigerian states. Another lady that distinguished herself in the male-dominated field is Kafayat Sani, the first female fighter pilot in the Nigerian Air Force. In 2019, at just 22 years, Kafayat Sani became the first female fighter pilot in the 55-year history of the Nigerian Air Force. She is also the first woman to go through regular combat training at the Nigerian Defense Academy to be winged for a fixed-wing fighter aircraft. Sani has also trained in the US and was named the overall best pilot at the NAF 401 Flying Training School, Kaduna State in 2017. In an interview, Kafayat explained that it had been a lifelong dream and added that everyone had a role to play in ending the security situation in the country. I wouldn't proceed without mentioning Nigeria's first female commercial pilot, Chinyere Kalu. Captain Chinyere Kalu trained as a private and commercial pilot in 1978 at the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria, under SP-12 batch. She subsequently took several aviation and transport courses in the United Kingdom and the United States before she received her license as a commercial pilot on 20th May 1981 from the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. In October 2011, President Goodluck Jonathan appointed her the rector and chief instructor of the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. Another incredible woman on our list is Lois Auta, Nigeria's first person living with disability to run for a legislative office. Auta, despite suffering from polio at age 2, which permanently put her in a wheelchair, has defied every barrier she's faced as a woman living with a disability in Nigeria. She is the founder of Cedar Seed Foundation, a non-profit organization advocating for the rights of people with disabilities in Nigeria. Auta was named Young Global Leader at the World Economic Forum in 2017. Auta ran for a seat in Nigeria's lower legislative house in 2019, becoming the first person living with a disability to do so. Another superwoman on our list is Ire Aderinokun, a self-taught UI and UX designer and front-end developer who flies the Cape as the first Nigerian woman to become a Google development expert. She is also the co-founder, COO and VP Engineering of Helicarrier, building cryptocurrency infrastructure for Africa, and also a founding member of the Feminist Coalition, a group of women with a mission to champion equality for women in the Nigerian society. Clearview News Desk celebrates these women for successfully navigating the murky waters of these male-dominated fields, carving a niche for themselves and showing that indeed, what a man can do, a woman can do better. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News Desk.
The Ikeja Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Court, Lagos State, has sentenced an Islamic teacher, Adam Farouk, to life imprisonment for defiling 8 pupils in his class. He defiled the pupils who were between the ages of 6 and 11 between November 2018 to February 2019 on Balogun Street, Parkview Estate, Ikoyi, Lagos. The convict was arraigned on 8 counts of sexual assault preferred against him by the Lagos State government. While delivering judgment, Justice Abiola Sholadoye stated that the prosecution proved beyond reasonable doubt the ingredients of the 8 counts bordering on sexual assault by penetration. Sholadoye described the convict as morally corrupt. She further held that the testimony of the survivors were consistent and truthful, and that their demeanor during trial showed that they were not lying. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Election Monitoring Group International Press Center has conducted a one-day capacity building workshop to train and review the work of the new media and the Code of Conduct of Elections and conflict-sensitive reporting in Nigeria. The training workshop aimed at ensuring the safety of journalists and other media practitioners covering the 2023 general election took place in Abuja. Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngige has presented a letter of approval of registration to an informal sector trade union, the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transport Workers of Nigeria. Besides the creation of jobs, the registration of the union will enable government monitor the security components of transportation systems in Nigeria. Clearview News Desk has again showcased Nigerian women who have stirred the murky waters of male-dominated professions and have carved a niche for themselves in finance, medicine, engineering, politics, sports, and many more. Remember to like us on Facebook, Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at ClearviewTV_NG. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. Thanks for watching. I am Nkiro Obuli.